What's up everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have today is my review for the Mafia 6ix's latest album, Watch What You Wish. Now I've been a fan of 6ix Mafia for a long time, and When the Smoke Clears is a personal favorite album of mine. But ever since they reformed and became the Mafia 6, I just haven't been paying as much attention. Especially since Gangsta Boo left the group again, Juicy J continued to be uninvolved, and Lord Infamous passed away. Although this album still has some new and recycled verses from Lord Infamous. And while this is a decent album, and it serves its purpose of giving us some loud, aggressive content like what we expect from 6ix, it's just not the same without the whole team. At least to me it's not. But the addition of Fiend on some of these tracks really does a lot to help fill in some of the blanks. I've always thought that he's fit in great with 6ix Mafia. And the joint album that he did with DJ Paul and Juicy J when they were known as the group The Head Busses back in 2002 was great. He was also featured on Touched With It, which is one of my favorite 6ix Mafia songs of all time, and that's off the album I already mentioned, When the Smoke Clears. But as for this album, Fiend is featured on the track Dat Ain't In Ya, which also features LaChat, the second lady of 6ix Mafia. This track has an angry beat that is built on some opera vocals, and is all about the people who front like they're hard, but really they're not. Fiend is also featured on Why Must I Sweat the Track, which is one of my favorite songs on here, and borrows a flow from Atomic Dog on the hook. And he makes appearances on the drug anthems, Forever Get High and High Like an Eagle as well. The latter of which really sounds like some classic 6ix material, especially because the Lord Infamous verse is taken from his classic song, Where to Butt At. Now Lord Infamous also has a verse on the track We Be Goin' In, where he spits some horrorcore and voodoo bars over a beat that sounds like it was made for a circus freak show. And 50 Bands, which also features a verse from the Scarecrow, sounds like something composed with the help of an evil, crazy clown who plays the bells. I'm thinking maybe Twisty from American Horror Story. And these are two of my favorite tracks on the album. And speaking of psycho clowns, ICP is also featured on this album. ICP and 6ix Mafia are no strangers to collaborating, and just last year they came together to form the group The Killjoy Club, and they released an album called Reindeer Games. That to me was alright, but as a whole, I felt that it was some of the most watered down 6ix Mafia involved music of all time. But anyway, on this album, ICP and Lil White joined the Mafia 6 on the track Mosh Pit, and as you can guess by the title, this song was made to inspire some moshing. So if you have frail bones and you wear glasses, get the hell out of the way if this comes on at the club or in a concert. But really, there's just not much more for me to say about this album. But as for Koopsta, his whispery, sing-songy flows are interesting enough to help out on some of these songs. Especially on the track Come Get Some, where his style just fits the eerie beat perfectly. In the end though, as someone who has been a 6ix fan for about 15 years, I thought this album was just alright. I didn't find any of these songs all out awful, but none of them jumped out to me either. If you just want some bangers that have aggressive content about beating people down, doing drugs, and even robbing the drug spot like on the Trunk Thumper Gimme Back My Dope, you'll be satisfied with this album. And this is definitely the type of music you can use when you hit the gym. For me though, I give this album a 3 out of 5 because I found it a little bit tedious to listen to, especially at 19 tracks in length, including the intro and the outro. And I know that this is a new era for the Mafia, and as a fan I can respect that, but their new stuff just doesn't hit me as hard as their old stuff, and I'm not going to pretend that it does or ignore that fact. But that's just what I thought about this album. You guys hit me up in the comments section and let me know what you think. How do you feel about this new 6ix music, or the Mafia 6? And of course, do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.